Hi, we are the Pineapple Thief, and we are currently in Real World Studios, the best studio in the world, to record a cover of one of the best songs ever recorded in the world by the best band in the world, Pink Floyd, for MoJo magazine. It's a bit bizarre because we've never done a cover before, and also we've never recorded in a big-ass, expensive studio like Real World. It's probably one of the most famous studios in the world. So it's great to be here, and but it's a bit bizarre doing a cover version.
It's very weird. It's just one of those studios that you hear about and read about as from a kid growing up, and it's quite strange actually being sat on the sofa behind the famous control room.
Yeah, well, the weird thing for me is I was actually here about 10 years ago. I don't know how, but I came here as a sort of a work experience style assistant job. And I don't know if you know, in the music business, and to become a top engineer, traditionally the way through was to become an assistant, a bit like in the film industry where you're a runner. You start off as a runner, and effectively that's what I was. Go and make the coffee, pick up all the crap after the band who was in. And I was working on quite a decent session. It was a Bird and Bush production team. They're famous for them Stereophonics albums, and I lasted 2 days, I think. I was thinking about how we could just put the Pineapple Thief take on a classic track. There's no point in trying to copy it because that's just blasphemous, isn't it, really? So I decided just to, rather than you could go one way, which is just make it really soft and acoustic, or you could go another way and make it a bit heavy and naughty. So I decided to push it into the naughty zone.
When this first came up, when this first kind of mooted, I looked at the listing, because I know the album, but I had to go back, and I just thought straight away, that's the one.
Because they said first come, first served, and I said, right, let's make a decision now. And I went through the whole album and went, okay, what would I do with that, what would I do with that, what would I do with that? And Money, straight away, I just thought, totally rock out, let's do it.
No, I grew up listening to Floyd. I must confess, I tended to focus on the mid-period Floyd, the metal, Atom Heart Mother, metal, Dark Side of the Moon, and Wish You Were Here, with the four albums, and Animals, that I listened to. I never really got into the Wall that much. But Dark Side of the Moon, I used to play that to death as a kid. A number of times I used to go to sleep before school the next day, listening to Dark Side of the Moon. And when you watch the documentaries on how it was recorded at Abbey Road, and Alan Parsons, who engineered it, is a big hero of mine. So all in all, it's probably couldn't get more of a, I'm just completely honoured to be doing it, really.
Money, it's a crime. but don't take a slice of my pie.
In the progressive arena, it was really cool. It was still cool to like Pink Floyd. It wasn't like, oh, what, you like Genesis, or you like Camel, or whatever, or you like Yes. Pink Floyd, with they kind of had the image to that it was cool. And when you looked at the Syd Barrett era and moving on through Meddle, where it was effectively just a whole side of an album that you got stoned to. And then it progressed to Dark Side of the Moon, which is still a pretty psychedelic record. And for me, that's what drew me to it. It was the atmosphere, Dave Gilmour's voice and guitar playing, and the whole. And you mix that in with the progressive, with the small P, but the progressive influence from that time, which is the 70s, which is the height of the pompous prog era. Floyd didn't ever really get drawn into that, and that's why I respect them so much. Although you could argue that The Wall got a little bit